probably shouldn't be doing this right now since I'm kind of tired. Um, I have the opportunity to provide sound healing and biodynamic breath work and trauma release for people, also known as BBTRS. And I'm having a pretty big event coming up this Saturday. No worries, I'm not promoting, but I have a very good friend of mine who she's a wonderful person. She's an entrepreneur. She's brilliant, great with business. And she asked me, "So are you ready for Saturday?" And I totally told her, "Oh no, I'm never ready." And she probably, I don't know, she probably, oh, some stickers. Um, she probably, I don't know, with how intelligent she is and how organized and great at businesses, maybe, that might have surprised her, is my guess. um, because she's completely professional, and I do my best to be professional, don't get me wrong. But what I meant, and what I'm going to attempt to put into words, because it's very difficult, is that now that I've been doing sound healing for over 2 years and BBTRS for almost a year, when you are working with a person's nervous system and trauma, it's something that, I don't know, intellectually you can't really prepare for. And it's really hard to explain, because what I've noticed really helps people is not the theories, it's not the modalities, which obviously there's science behind things that work, things that soothe the nervous system. But when I've seen moments where it really clicks on people, where there's a really deep release, where they experience a life-changing moment, like this aha moment, it's not about the theories, the instruments, it's something that I really can't explain, but has to do with presence, with truly being able to sit with a person and allowing yourself to be vulnerable and raw, and allow them to feel safe in being vulnerable and raw themselves, and just being able to experience safety in the midst of it. And that sometimes is all it takes for a person to be able to get out of the fear, get out of the shell, the overprotective shell, and being able to see and name what has been hurting them. And I'm not, an expert on anything, but once you begin to name what's hurting you, the healing happens. It starts to happen. And so it's really hard to try explain what happens, but it's been a privilege to first have had experienced a rough life myself, because that simply taught me empathy and compassion, first towards myself and now towards others, because now is as if I'm looking at a mirror, and sometimes I recognize, even in a person, their ache, their pain, their suffering, and being like, oh, I've been there, I can relate. And so it has to do with a recent video that I shared of how these pains that we feel are the messengers. And personally in my life, like these pains that I've experienced, and we all humans experience pain, is part of the journey and part of, the experience of life. And it has been through that pain that I have found guidance and my purpose and knowledge and growth and resiliency and strength. And um, it's also part, I think, of why so many people are really struggling and suffering, because we are in this materialistic society, we are sold the idea of a perfect life without suffering, and to always be chasing and trying to experience just, yeah, bliss and happiness and joy. And then when we experience the downs of life, which are inevitable, then people tend to think that there's something wrong. But the truth is that we are just complex beings, and we, yeah, we are not just, it's not just black or white, it's just such a rich, amazing experience that life is, and every emotion, it's needed, it's wonderful. Some are scary, some are unpleasant, but it's the beautiful thing of the work I do, is to learn to embrace those emotions that we tend to avoid, that we're taught to reject, to suppress. And then once you do that and allow that to be part of you in a safe way, then yeah, wholeness naturally happens. You're okay with being who you are, and you're not trying to chase something you're not. So I am rambling and going all over the place, but yeah, you cannot really prepare yourself to truly support someone in the depths of their suffering. But it's something that you have to be willing to be raw with, to remove your own shell of protection, and also to be simply open and curious to the unexplainable things that can happen in true connection. Because I believe there's things beyond the material, and I have experienced things that I have, like, I don't know, no way to explain, but somehow through intuition or through feeling, uh, I've been fortunate to have these experiences, that it happens to be what my clients were needing in the moment. And so I can prepare intellectually for things, and it's not that I don't study. I love to be a nerd, but it's something that you become. It's about being, and it's about presence. And I've practiced with that my entire life. Luckily, I've have kids, and that has really, really helped to teach me that. But anyway, I just wanted to jump over and ramble a little bit of how it is for me in providing a bit of service to others, and just understanding that we humans, through our trauma in childhood, tend to hide ourselves. And at the core, all we want is to be loved and accepted. And once we find that connection where someone can see us and accept us and loves us just as we are in that moment, and that person who doesn't see us as broken or as a failure or as depressed or menopausal or whatever you're going through, but someone who just sees you, and it's okay with that, that is so healing. So if you made it this far in this video, I really hope that you can begin to practice that. First, to be present with yourself, to begin to acknowledge and notice your own feelings, to be aware if you're bothered by something, or if you're angry, or if you're sad, and get curious. Don't try to distract yourself or avoid those feelings, because it's part of you. And those parts of you deserve to be seen and acknowledged. And the other thing is to really do your best to be present with those around you. Sometimes even coming across with a stranger and giving a smile can make a big difference in a person's life. Or simply offer some words of kindness, or yeah, give someone a hand at the grocery store if you can. And we all humans thrive and need connection, true meaningful connection. And like in all things in life, we need to practice at it to get good at it. So what thing could you do that is very simple to start practicing it, first for yourself and then with others? Please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear.